Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to City Skylines, our Green Cities Challenge playthrough here with the cleanup crew scenario. And you can see we're starting to get quite a bit of a build-up of traffic coming into our city here. We do have access to freeways, so I'm going to upgrade our road types over here. Try and speed traffic coming in and out of the city. Where we can. It's a really kind of ugly roundabout. This is the one that we had from the from the get-go. So this is one that we built. This was already here, and you can see it's really wonky and not very straight, but it kind of does its job. I'm also thinking of maybe upgrading that to 3-lane highway. Like that. See if that helps speed around the traffic a little bit more. It's a really short junction here, which doesn't help. Let's maybe change that to 2-lane highway instead. Oh, we want it to be that. There we go. Highway that can go in either direction. That's probably even worse because we've now only got one lane. We've got 2 lanes of traffic trying to filter just one lane. Although it might improve traffic flow a little bit. It doesn't look like it, does it? No. Traffic's still coming in the wrong lane. Let's move that back to what it was before. At least we can get double the amount of traffic, waiting before the lights kind of change. Might be able to do something with the junction as well, actually. Let's have a look. Go to intersections. If I turn that off and put stop signs on either side like that, is that going to improve our traffic flow a little bit? It might do. It might. It certainly looks a bit more hectic, but it does seem to be letting traffic flow a little bit better. At some point we're going to have to rebuild the entranceway a lot more completely, I think. Let's make that 3-way coming in as well, see if that makes a difference. I'm going to let traffic sort itself out into the right lane a bit better. They're all going into the middle lane now, aren't they? No one wants to turn off into the residential bit. In theory, we don't really even need that road there. Or this road here, perhaps. We don't necessarily need that road. What would happen if I took that one out, I wonder, completely? I don't really want to do that because it is going to filter a lot of traffic down this route here. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. It seems to have sorted out some of the traffic issues that we were having. You can see our population is just past 10,000. I did let the city run just briefly for about 5-10 minutes at full speed between episodes, about 10 minutes or so. The only change I did make was I switched Spring Hill's specialisation. I took out the eco residential stuff, so I took out the need for electric cars and I turned it to a standard low density residential as opposed to the self-sustaining, and that has now prompted Spring Hills to fill up. I also stripped out in Mulberry Hills, I stripped out the local produce commercial specialisation, so that the commercial buildings have gone in here are standard commercial rather than the specialised commercial, which is over here, which is all the eco stuff like healthy foods and the electric car plants and stuff. So that seems to have helped to trigger some growth, and now look at our sudden spike in demand for residential. The industrial area has cleaned itself up a bit as well, as you can see. Part of the problem we were having, I was looking at the info tabs, part of the problem was that we just didn't have enough educated people. You can see at the moment here, look, in terms of where is it? Where's the population? Here we go. You can see we've got unemployment at 2%. It was at 3% earlier. There were less jobs available, about 5,000 jobs available, 5,000 people employed. But if I looked at the education tab, you know, nearly 25% of our citizens were uneducated. It's gone down a little bit. You know, people are getting into the education system, but with so many people moving in and then immediately moving out again, we were just, you know, every time someone died, there was no replacement for our educated workers. So that's why some of our, you know, businesses were failing, because there just weren't enough people with education going into the job market. That is now hopefully changing itself, and you can see that we've got no issues at the moment, no demands, no buildings that are, you know, struggling for customers. Everything is ticking over as it should do, and the population is kind of spiked and is now waiting for more residential. We're waiting for more commercial and more industrial as well. The pollution is still creeping around here. It doesn't seem to have got into the water system, which is good. I think we are almost at capacity on pumping out waste. Yeah, we're kind of at the limit there. We're going to need another one of these eco water outlets. Let's pop that one there. That's given us a bit more of a boost. We do have a slight bonus boost on our water system anyway, which might explain why our water towers are pumping out more than they should. We've got like a budget of 125%, so they're all producing at a higher rate. But we need to start adding in more accommodation space at the moment. We just don't have enough. We do, though, have enough cash for one of the things that I really wanted to put in earlier and just couldn't afford to do it. And that is the new sports centre, which is in Health, I believe. There we go, the sports hall and gymnasium. And I'm going to stick this in that little side road where we initially had the recycle plant. If I can remember where it is. There it is. I'm going to stick this here, because I want to get one of these in that's going to service all of the sort of buildings in the area. So let's drop a sports centre there. We're going to get a nice big wave of happiness sweep through that whole region, and hopefully we'll see some houses start to ping and upgrade as a result. I can hear some pings already. I can see some green arrows. I saw a few births popping up a second ago as well. You can see our sort of leisure and health now. Really good health coverage over here. Saw another little flash of a building upgrading over here. There's a birth over there. So we're getting more people into the houses as the houses get bigger. See a couple of buildings here upgrading. Look, that's good. That's key. But let's start making use of the space that we already have. So we've got all this space over here. Let's start doing something with this. Let's start adding in extra buildings over here. Let's fill these blocks in. Like so. I'm going to change those to residential. And those as well. And then I'm going to move the commercial over here, sort of surrounding the health centre. Let's actually make those commercial as well. So the recycle centre will have commercial around it, as opposed to you know, people's houses. That might help a little bit. Fill in some of those gaps. You can see those demands dropping off a bit now. We can even look at adding in a bit more of this industry that we took out earlier as well. So let's drop that block in there, those blocks in, and that block there. Let's get those back in again. Let's check our services as well in terms of health coverage, etc. Oh, we've got a community pool. I've never noticed that one before. Very nice. How much is this? 75,000. No, we can't afford it. It'd be nice to drop one of those in, but we just can't afford it yet. We'll look at getting one of those in soon. What is my sort of basic health coverage like, though? I've got health centres there. Obviously, I've got my sports hall just there and a health centre there, so I don't need any more health. Fire services. Pretty bad, actually. I've got fire over here. And then the other one is over here. And I've got one for the industry estate over there, but there's nothing here covering this middle bit, so we could probably do with dropping in a fire station. Let's take over this little block just here. Got some houses we're going to have to get rid of to do it, but we need the coverage. We put a fire station there, and it's going to be the same with police, I'm guessing, as well. So we've got one there, one there, one there. Let's put a police station in over here. Will it fit there? Doesn't want to go there. Oh, not enough money either. I have to let the cash roll in a little bit. What I will do, though, is look at maybe relocating... Where is it? I've got to find it again now. There it is. Look at relocating that over here next to the fire station that we just dropped in. So let's grab hold of that. It's next to a school at the moment. Let's move that, plonk that in there. And that balances the spacing out a little bit better, because there is one up here already, I believe, somewhere. That's the fire service. Where's the police station to accompany it? I think there was one up here. Oh, it's there. It's on that side of the road. Actually, in the industry estate. Let's relocate that. Like that. And then we'll drop another police station in over here, near this fire station here. Might even relocate that fire station slightly, so that we've got better coverage for our industry, and that'll help ping that. Shortage of workers over here at the moment. Can we add in some more residential to help boost that a little bit, perhaps? Can over here, like that. Single blue spot there. Let's get rid of that. There we go. I've also got a nice little gap here because of this power line, so I'm going to use that to put a park in here to try and improve leisure in this area. Let's go with a standard kind of park. What about a big park? Big park won't fit because of the recycle centre, but a smaller park will fit. Question is, where do I want to put the smaller park? I'm guessing here would be a good place. It would lose that power line, but that's fine. We can afford to lose that power line now. We put that in because we didn't have a power connection for this when it was kind of isolated. Now we do. We don't need that there anymore. And let's look at making sure everything around there can zone back in again. Good. See the houses over here all starting to ping and upgrade now that we've dropped in some leisure over here. Let's increase the amount of leisure in this area. Let's look at another dog park. See, it's still quite low. We need to improve it a fair bit more. Space to put something in this gap. If I were to bring a road down, all those buildings pinging. I love that sound. I love the sound of buildings going ping as they're upgrading. I need to find a smallish house to get rid of. I'm going to go with that one there. And go back to parks. Stick a dog park in there. And then on the other side, let's put something else in there. Let's go with basketball court, I think. Ah, there we go. Nice big boost to that sort of area. We should start to see houses pinging again like crazy in a moment. Already seeing some birth symbols popping up. Still hear the pings of houses upgrading. Or buildings upgrading. There's a flash. Got an upgrade happening over here. Something else upgrading. And all those there, look, all three of those all upgrading at the same time. This is good. This is going to help boost our population. Now all these three here upgrading. 4 actually. One's just finished and there's 3 more going up, and immediately getting increased population in those. Another building's flashed. That's going to upgrade any second. There it goes. Could do the same over here. We've got a nice bit of space over here. There's a small little house over here that we could get rid of. Let's go with this one this time. Bring the road up there. And let's go with maybe a plaza this time. There we go. And let's fill the space opposite that with some more housing. There we go. Oh, it's definitely boosted those commercial buildings. Look at them. All of them just suddenly getting a big boost. That's brilliant. They're all going to start making more money now. And providing more jobs as well. So more variety for our workers. We've got a bit of space here that we could do something with. Let's look at maybe bringing a road down. Between the areas. If we do that, drop in some new housing blocks in that space. Definitely need to do something with this area here to raise the leisure over here. Huge block of space just here, look, we could do something with. Let's look at something a bit bigger. Can we get a big park in? I can, but it's right next to a recycle centre, so it's going to make it go a bit iffy. Okay, let's try big playgrounds. I see that's gonna go the wrong way. Alright, let's try one of these plazas. I'll have to get rid of quite a few houses to fit one of those in. What about there though? Could go with a smaller picnicky kind of plaza instead. Just trying to find that right spot for it. A few really small fiddly little houses here on the edge. Can maybe get away with something there that wouldn't have too big an impact on the population levels. definitely need something over here to fill some of these gaps up. What other options have I got? Oh, skate park. We can look at a skate park. I want to try and mix things up, you know, give a little bit of variety of leisure facilities. So it's not just the same buildings all over the place. Just looking at how big an area of influence this is going to have as well. Is the best place to put it. Somewhere over here. Going to be perfect. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a road off and kind of split this up a little bit. And then we'll stick a skate park in there. So let's bring a line down from there. Straight down. And let's stick a skate park in that block. Had a bit of a boost. It's had some effect. It needs to have a little bit more sort of backup to really give the area a nice little pop. And I think a good thing to put opposite the skate park would be a plaza. Like that. Oh yeah, there we go. That's looking a bit happier and healthier, isn't it? I kind of like the idea as well, given that we've got this kind of eco zone in Sunnyside Heights, of maybe looking at getting some of these in there as well, a biodome and a vertical farm. Or a little kind of poor for activity over here. So there's definitely space. Oh, we don't have enough money for that. 60 grand for one of those. What about a biodome? We need 25 for that. So we're a little short on cash at the moment. Not much for the biodome. We'll look at maybe getting one of those in first. Population still kind of going up a little bit. Not as fast as I would like. It seems to have stalled a touch again. Taxes are already low, so I can't just drop taxes to try and encourage people to move in, but there's not really any major issues. Just a couple of these businesses here are a little short. This one's here short on workers, I believe. Not enough educated workers. We're after highly educated people now at last as well. So it's time for us to maybe think about starting to put in some kind of university facility as well. And at the moment we don't have one. We have plenty of these elementary schools. I think we've got a high school. We've also got the new community school and the Institute of Creative Arts, which is the kind of alternative to a high school. And we do have this new building here, the Modern Technology Institute. I want to save that for another day when we're looking to build up an IT area perhaps, but let's see. As normal university is going to cost me 75. A campus might be a better opportunity here for faculty. It's only 24 grand, so we can afford that. Has a smaller capacity for how many people it can take in, but that's fine because we don't have a huge population. So I don't need a massive facility. Certainly not one that's going to cost us an absolute fortune. I'm wondering if I can sneak it in there. Oh, I can. Look at that. It will just sneak in on the corner. We'll lose a couple of shops, but it's worth it, I think. Big wave of happiness. We should now start to see another wave of green arrows. Just saw one. A building going up over here. Should hopefully see some other buildings start to upgrade now that we've got... yep, there we go. Another wave of upgrades coming through now that we're getting some better education, some higher education. Not seeing anything over here though. Nothing in Sunnyside Heights yet. Oh, we've got a power issue. Is that just not generating enough power? We're going to be on the limit. Yeah, we are. Look, we're in potential brownout areas. So we need to increase our power capacity over here. We're going to need an extra one of these generators perhaps. Could go with an advanced wind turbine. We've got pretty strong water, water winds over here, so I might drop. I was looking at the noise issue. Let's drop them over here. Let's drop a couple of these in. Oh, I've only got enough money for one. Alright, well, one's enough for now. We can look at dropping an extra couple in later. A few of these businesses not getting enough educated workers. Having our faculty dropped in, which is just here. There's our faculty. Having that in place there should now help alleviate that problem. After some time. Obviously, we've got to let people go through the educational system to start with. But you can see there, we've only got 967 people eligible. This will only hold 800. We could boost that with a budget increase. But as time marches on, the number of eligible people will probably go down a little bit as they go through the system. You can see already the educated, highly educated population starting to go up. We'll hit 1% any moment. We've got 150 people have graduated from the university now. So it is doing its job. It's getting some highly educated people into the workforce. Some of these businesses won't last. They'll probably pack up and give up before everyone gets through, but that's fine. It's only a couple of small businesses that are struggling at the moment. It's not like the whole city is crying out. Our industry is absolutely fine over here, and we've got another massive demand for more residential. Population now 11,000, give or take. Is everything over here actually allocated out? It is, isn't it? It's completely blocked out. Got a space there. It's, what was there? Why wasn't that zoned? Whatever reason, it doesn't matter now. We'll drop those in. I'm going to increase these sizes. Hopefully that'll increase those businesses as they rebuild. Where else can we squeeze some more people in? Along here. We've got all this space here, look, that isn't being used up. A bit of space in here, a lot of space in there. Bring a road down like that. There we go. Want a bit more residential in there. It's not a huge increase, but it's a start. And you can see those slots immediately being pounced upon by people waiting to move into the city. Well, it's not even a city really, it's a town really, isn't it? Only 11,000 people. It's way short of the requirements to be classed as a city. It's probably below. Well, it probably just about scrapes the requirements to be classed as a town. Let's stick some housing in here as well. There we go. Oh, there we go. We've just hit small city. So, what were we? We were a big town. We're now a small city. So we have kind of hit that milestone. What have we unlocked that we can actually use in terms of buildings? Train stuff, too small for trains at the moment, really. A yoga garden. Interesting. Can look at maybe getting one of those in. Next up is the big city. 17,000. That's the one we really need. We need the floating garbage collector, and we need the crematorium. They're the two things that we are desperately going to be needing very, very soon, because our cemeteries are going to start filling up if they haven't done already. And then we're going to have a problem with not being able to put dead people in the ground. There'll be no space for them, and we need the floating garbage collector to clean up this lake here. I mean, this is just a big, nasty, polluted mess. It hasn't really spread quite as much as I thought it would do. Again, we're pumping out a lot less pollution with these than the traditional water outlets, but we are still pumping out some pollution. So that's why it's still kind of filling up. It hasn't filled up all the way yet, but we have to leave that switched off because that will be starting to pick up dirty water. Might need some more water towers soon. Let's see, what can we get rid of over here? Broken down building there. One over here. Those are small commercial buildings. We're getting quite a few here struggling for workers, look. Let's take another look at our information tab for education. So, yeah, I think we're going to need to... High school's at pretty much capacity as well. We can actually get rid of... where is our high school? It's over there. We can look at maybe getting a high school somewhere over here. I don't really think we need another high school yet. But we can give our education budget a little bit of a boost. Let's push that up to 125%. There we go. And that'll have more of a knock-on effect on... I've pushed it at that high more for the faculty than anything else. So you can see our capacity there has gone up by, what, 3,000 people for the high school. University is now just about able to meet demand for eligibility. We're up to 1.7% of our workforce is now, or our population is now highly educated. So we are starting to get more and more, people into the the high-end markets. Might need to start thinking about perhaps putting in some offices soon. We'll have to see. Getting a few little issues with workers. Again, the businesses are improving, but we're not getting any additional people in to furnish those. Let's start to fill in this block over here. Some more houses we can drop in. Let's go to there, like that. We're going to have to start thinking about building along here at some point too as well. Start building into this area. Plus, we could also potentially unlock another tab. I've been thinking about getting that tab there and building a farm over there. Businesses failed to clear that out of the way. A few businesses having a little bit of an issue. Some gaps just there. Not quite sure why. We'll fill those in. Let's dabble with a little bit of office space. Just there. Just a little bit. I'll take that little block out there. Take those out and drop in a small line just there. Let's go to select. I thought I'd clean those out. I just deleted them. There we go. So we'll get a thin line of offices on that side, get commercial on the other side. That might help alleviate some of the demand for industry. Plus, it'll also give our highly educated workers somewhere to go if they aren't looking for jobs in retail or the industry itself. You know, manufacturing, etc. So, just put a little bit of variety out there. We're not going to expand our industry zone anymore. We're not going to add in any more commercial. We're looking to increase how many people we can get into the city at the moment. Let's do something with the space over here. Put a line up through there, and then bring a road out this way. Come on. There we go. So a little bit of extra space there for us to use. Let's get that zoned, and we'll go with residential. And I need to make sure I've got water coverage over here. I should have. A little bit short just here. Let's bring a pipe down. It might be easier to do it here actually, if I just push a pipe out that way a little bit. There we go, and then here push a pipe out that way a little bit. There we go. That gives us good water coverage of that a little extension that we built there. These are some of those new houses, look. I think these are some of those new European houses. I think these are from the mod pack. That almost looks a little bit like the villa from Estancia La Pacho in a way, from Farming Simulator. That kind of archy style with the open courthouse, the brick squares, the courtyards, a little reminiscent of that. Let's get rid of that failed business over there. Let's clear out some of these ones over here as well. Just keep people in the area happy. Our industry's struggling again. Well, we're not going to expand it. Just going to let the citizens get to it. Again, it might be because we're kind of adding in that university. It's pushing some of the uneducated or lower educated people out of those jobs into higher educated and higher educated jobs. So that's not an ideal situation. We've got some fires breaking out over here. I needed to add police over here as well, didn't I? I got the money for that now. There we go. And population-wise, we're coming up to 12,000. Still need a big number of extra people, residence-wise. A lot of space here. I'd like to put something quite big in that gap. We were looking at getting one of these biomes in, weren't we? We've got plenty of cash now. There's also that community pool I'd like to take a look at as well. Let's see. That's where the recycle centre is, so... It's my pathways for the tram. Don't want to touch those. Kind of want these to be over here in this newer zone. Trying to find a spot that isn't going to do, you know, a massive amount of damage housing wise. That looks like a small corner of commercial property. It is. Look at the people scurrying around like ants. Yeah, we've got this big block of space here. We need to really fill something in this space. Let's put the biodome over here. Like, actually, how big the footprint is this? That's the same size, but it's quite a tall thing. Let's put that on this side. Put a vertical farm there. Get a sweeping wave of happiness. Hasn't done a huge amount for leisure. Put the biome next door. That's improved leisure quite nicely. That'll give us another boost to improving happiness and improving, you know, houses being upgraded as well. There you can see we've got a little ping of arrows and houses starting to upgrade, and businesses as well. These are commercial buildings, I think. They're starting to get a little upgrade here. There's residency. No, that's... yeah, this is residencies. We're getting an upgrade here. The commercial actually runs along the road. Along that road there, so... the number of people. A lot of people using the tram network, and that's good to see. Getting some power issues again. We're going to need more power. Let's go with another one of these. Drop 2 more of those in. Like so. Just cracked my elbow. That hurt. That's given us a bit more power. A little bit of leeway. Another sort of 70 units or so of electricity to play about with. Population just about to hit 12,000. We still have to kind of push things a bit. I don't want to go high density. It's too early. How much is a new tab going to cost me? We take this one here. Oh, it's only 3.5 grand. Yeah, we'll take it. There we go. And we can start to expand out this way, and we can also deal with our agricultural sort of needs, hopefully, for our farmers markets and our bio, you know, conservation area, etc. Our clean, eco-friendly area over here would be probably happier with a farm than any other kind of industry nearby, except maybe a logging industry. We've got all this fertile land here that's just crying out for some farms. So in the next part, we'll look at expanding these districts out this way a little bit. We could look at connecting up to the freeway over here as well, and we'll look to try and get some farmland up and running to sort out our demand for agriculture. As I say, we'll do all that next time out. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more of the City Skylines Green Cities Cleanup Crew Challenge very soon.